perception that social media should be regulated, in my opinion, is wrong, because social media is a channel of communication just like any other. The only difference is that in this instance, the control remains mostly in the hands of the people, being that they have a platform where they can give feedback directly to anybody, to an individual, to a company, or even to the government. So thinking that you can regulate social media is essentially regulating people's minds, because the same person then should be able to meet you in the street and give you their feedback as openly and honestly as they did. What I believe should be done is the case for strong libel, slander, defamation laws should be made, where if a brand feels slighted, then they have the law for recourse. They can take the evidence presented on social media and argue their case that this person has done damage to their reputation. So I really strongly do not believe that social media should be regulated.
So do you believe that the current laws, the current framework, the law framework that we're using to prosecute people is punitive, and so there's need to have a new policy to kind of bring in some sanity into how people use social media?
I don't think the policies are wrong per se. What we had was a very stringent law on the misuse of communication gadgets, and that I believe has been scrapped off because it was used against people who were speaking up against the government, and therefore that became excessively punitive, where if you were a critic, not necessarily insulting or libelous, where you were simply criticizing someone for their job, then you were deemed to be offensive. So I think the policies that exist can be utilized better, but they should not be utilized to punish people because an individual feels slighted. There should be a course of law where you go to court, the case is heard, and you both sides argue it out, and therefore if you're found to be in offense, then you can be held responsible for it, which also gives the person speaking responsibility of their own words. You don't want anyone to sue you, you don't want to go to jail, so you have to take responsibility for your actions, for your words, and the consequences thereafter. Yeah.
What would be your recommendation to social media users, especially those who are deemed to be either offensive in one way or the other, as much as they're expressing their views?
I live by one motto: if you're willing to type it out, you should be able to shout it out on the street. It's essentially that. Be accountable for your words. Be able to hold your head up as you say something and not hide behind a keyboard, so that when someone comes up to you and confronts you with the same point of view that you had put forth, you're able to actually articulate it even better and put forth an argument that makes sense and not just insulting people. I really think it's uncouth to insult people for the sake of insulting them. We've seen users who hide behind pseudonyms or even using their real names, just want to be insulting. That's simply not polite, and it's disgusting behavior. So we should be able, as social media users, to be responsible enough for our words and our actions.
Thank you.